Hello everybody, I'm Lumpy the Pumpkin, and I am here to welcome you back to the Jay the Reader channel, where we talk about everything books, spooky stuff, and middle grade horror. If that sounds interesting to you, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It is greatly appreciated. Now sit back and try to relax, because this video will give you goosebumps.
What is up everybody, welcome back to another video. I am Jay the Reader, and you may notice it looks a little different today, and there's a reason for that. I am filming during the daylight because my ring light decided to break. I'm not sure how it broke, but I have some theories. I think Lumpy had something to do with it. He's a nefarious little guy, and did you have something to do with this?
No.
He's saying he didn't. I don't believe him. I promise you guys we're gonna get back to the more creepy atmosphere, but I do think the video quality may be a little better during the day with the natural lighting. I'm not sure, but it gets kind of grainy at night when I have Lumpy going and then Fred the ghost going. It gets a little grainy. It kind of just, I don't know. Maybe I need to invest in a better camera. But let's get into today's topic. Today we are discussing Goosebumps The Graphic Novel. This is very new. This came out this month, September. Actually, the reason why I'm making this video today, because usually I'm only going to be uploading on Mondays and Fridays, is because I wanted to get this out before the end of the month, because this is very new. This came out just, like I said, just this month, 2024, September 2024. This is the first printing. I saw this in a local store and I had to pick it up. I'm not much of a graphic novel reader or comic reader, so I kind of had some reservations about this. My first reservation was, it says R.L. Stine at the top, but then it says adapted by Maddie Gonzalez. I do believe R.L. Stine wrote the dialogue in here and wrote all the text in here, but he did not draw the pictures. He's not a cartoonist, and I understand that. But I was kind of worried about maybe if the cartoon style that this lady Maddie went with would fit the Goosebumps vibe, and that was a big concern of mine. I wasn't really sure if it would actually feel like Goosebumps. And let me just say, it kind of does. It's not exactly, it doesn't feel how I imagine Goosebumps feeling or how it feels to actually read the Goosebumps books, but it does feel like a very modern Goosebumps feel. To me, Goosebumps feels kind of vintage. This feels very modern. I don't know how to describe it. It's not exactly how I would have illustrated it, but I'm not an artist like that. I can't draw or anything, so I really can't speak on that. But I think that it could have felt a little different, and the way the pictures could have been a little more Goosebumps-esque. That's all I'm saying. Now, I believe that this is going to be a series of graphic novels. I don't believe this is just going to be the only one. I think these are actually graphic novels based on the classic books, and this one's based on The Haunted Mask. And I loved this episode as a kid. It was my favorite episode. It's actually a two-parter. I even love The Haunted Mask 2 and all that. I loved it. I don't think it feels like the original episode, and I definitely don't think it feels like the original book. I have the book right here for comparison. This is the original one that came out in the 90s. This is the original story that came out in the 90s, and that mask is really scary. This is very cartoony, as expected for a comic style, but I just don't think it can compete with this. I just don't. And I don't think it's trying to, but I don't think it really conveys this story completely. I'm not going to go real in-depth on the story because I don't really consider this canon. I don't think this is I don't consider this the true Haunted Mask story. I'm going to save that for a video that I'm going to make on the original Haunted Mask book, and yes, that's coming very soon. I'll lightly touch on some stuff. It's very modernized. The story is modernized. They have computers. They have FaceTime. It's a very modernized version of the Haunted Mask. It's a super Gen Z feeling Haunted Mask, and I get it, they're keeping up with the times, and that's cool that they're keeping up with the times, but I prefer the older feeling of the original book and the show. I will say the art is cool. I don't think the art is uncool. The art looks really cool. It's very colorful. It's very vibrant. I think it's a very cool looking just artwork. I just don't think it feels completely like Goosebumps. I mean, it feels a little bit like Goosebumps, but it doesn't feel like this, and that's what I was hoping for. One cool thing I will say though is during the part of the story where she's in the mask shop, they do have a little Easter egg here of R.L. Stine. If you can see it, it's on this page, and yeah, I thought that was a cool touch. There's also another Easter egg in the next page over, and I thought this was cool because this is, I'm pretty sure that I know for a fact that this is a reference to Child's Play, Chucky, and Tiffany, and it says Deadly Wedding Dolls, and it's the same color scheme as Chucky and Tiffany, so I thought that was pretty cool. I find it funny they added that in there. This book is a middle grade horror book, and I don't think a lot of people in Gen Z that this book is targeting. This book is definitely targeting Gen Z. I don't think they're gonna understand that reference, but I did. I mean, I'm an older Gen Zer, so I grew up on those movies, but I think that younger Gen Z is not gonna, like the people that are reading it. Is it Gen Z or that Gen Alpha? I don't know. But the generation that this book is made for, I don't think is really gonna understand that reference. What I will say is there's a part of this book that I really did love, and it really, let me try to find it here. I'll be right back. To really explain the part that I loved, I'm gonna give you a little background on the book. It's about a girl named Carly Beth who is bullied and picked on, constantly scared, and in this book and in this story, she decides to put a mask on that's scary, and she goes to the mask shop and she picks this scary mask out, and it starts to fuse itself to her face, and she starts to become the monster. And it's almost like she starts to become the thing that she actually hated the most, which was the bullies and the scaring. And in here, it is drawn so beautifully at the end when she tries to get the mask off, and she is in her own head, and you see her there, and you see the mask, and it's almost like the beauty and the rage, the good and the evil in her, the person who's so hurt and the person that just wants to be loved. I thought it was beautifully drawn, and especially for a kid's graphic novel, it actually touched my heart a bit. It kind of left me speechless, and that's the one thing I can say about this book, is that it touched on that in a perfect way, and the illustrator illustrated that in a beautiful way, and gets 2 thumbs up for me. 2 thumbs up. The print quality on here is phenomenal, and in my last video I dogged on Scholastic for the new House of Shivers, the Goosebumps House of Shivers books having horrible print quality, and this is newer than some of them, and they really did a great job. There is nothing wrong. This is impeccable. This is great. This print quality is great, and it's a shame. I wish Scholastic would put that same amount of love into the House of Shivers books, and they're not. And I don't know why. Maybe they're not banking on them doing as well, or this is a little more, this costs a little more. This was $12.99, so $13, those are $8. That's a $5 difference. I'm not a publisher. I don't know if $5 makes a big difference in quality control or not, but this is really well done. I would love to see the same amount of effort and quality control put into the new Goosebumps House of Shivers regular book line. I really, it's a shame that it's not. I don't understand why it's not, but this, I can say the print quality is phenomenal. So overall, I'm actually quite impressed with this. I'm not a huge graphic novel or comic book reader myself. I usually just read regular books, novellas, novels, but I'm impressed. I think it's really cool. Do I think it really feels like Goosebumps to an extent? Yeah, I think it's bringing Goosebumps to a wider range of audiences, and I think that's awesome. Some kids don't read, and this will bring them into, like, read regular books. There's reading involved in this. Not much. It only took me 30 minutes to read, but it is bringing Goosebumps to another audience. It's giving people pictures to look at. Some people just don't read, and I think that this will actually help them, one, get into reading maybe more full-length books and novellas and stuff like that, but it's also just giving this life to this new story, and it's more modern. Is it my favorite thing ever? Nope, but I definitely say pick it up. It's pretty cool, and I would recommend giving it a read. It doesn't take long to do, and it's easy. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it looks a little different because I'm filming during the daytime. My skylight's beaming down on me. It's all natural light. I'm getting a new ring light soon, so it's gonna go back to the old format. The next video is probably gonna be more of this format as well, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you could hit that like and subscribe button, it helps me out a ton and it costs you nothing. Thank you guys. God bless you. I'll catch you in the next one.